Okay, so I'd like to call this regular meeting of council to order on April the 2nd, 2024 at 7 p.m. We'll stay seated for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you very much. As we gather this evening, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. And we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Moving on to the mayor's address. At the County Council meeting on Wednesday, March 27th, 2024, I was pleased to present North Algona Wilberforce resident Lorenz Kilo with a plaque in recognition of his Ontario Senior Achievement Award. Mr. Kilo's community support is continually demonstrated through his volunteer activities at the Eganville Equity Center, the Rankin Community Center, his church, and his 28 years in municipal government. During the month of March, I attended 16 meetings on county and/or municipal business. A number of meetings involved the review of the feasibility studies regarding health unit mergers with North Bay, Parry Sound, and Eastern Ontario Health Unit, which includes Leeds and Grenville and Lanark Health Units. After reviewing the studies, the Renfrew County District Health Unit decided that services to Renfrew County residents in the largest geographic area in the province could be better served by exploring service and program sharing options with the County of Renfrew and the Ottawa Health Unit. The Ontario government is providing the County of Renfrew with $4 million in one-time funding for a 2-year program to continue operation of the Community Paramedicine for Long-Term Care program. County of Renfrew wants to remind residents and municipal staff they can review capital project updates on the Zen City platform on the county website. On February the 13th, 2024, the County of Renfrew's staffed a booth at the Algonquin College Ottawa Campus Career Fair. Over 70 employers attended this event. On April the 4th, 2024, the County of Renfrew is hosting an affordable housing summit at the MyFM Center in Renfrew from 9:30 to 4 p.m. The summit is an opportunity to bring together investors, developers, real estate specialists, elected officials, and municipal staff to develop partnerships for addressing the housing needs throughout the County of Renfrew. Thanks to the Recreation Committee members for organizing the annual Easter egg hunt in collaboration with the Shaw Woods Education Center, Eganville Rotary, and the Admiston Brumley Library. The early spring and limited rainfall has presented an increased risk of fires due to the unusually dry conditions. Our local fire departments have had to respond to a number of fires already, and I want to remind residents of the requirement to obtain a burn permit and follow the municipal regulations associated with any outdoor fires. And Councillor Buckwell sends his regrets because he's actually fighting a fire as we speak. So that is my mayor's address. Can I get a mover and a seconder to accept the mayor's address as presented, moved by Councillor Burnt, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments? Seeing none, Councillor Burnt.
Yes.
Councillor Robinson.
Yes.
Councillor Rector.
Yes.
And yes, carried. Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof? Seeing none, we will move then to the adoption of the minutes of March the 5th, 2024. Could I get a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Rector. Any additions, corrections, or omissions? Seeing none, Councillor Burke.
Yes.
Councillor Robinson.
Yes.
Councillor Rector.
Yes.
And yes, that's carried. Thank you. We have no delegations tonight, so we'll move to reports, and I have a resolution that staff proceed as directed by council in regards to the snowdrifters facility planning. And I got a mover and a seconder. Moved by Councilor Burns, seconded by Councilor Recchi. Comments or questions? Councilor Recchi.
Do we have a report on that? Because I didn't get one.
No, I think that we had a few committee meetings where people were talking about moving back one single committee to the facility in May to have a conversation about future potential opportunities.
Okay.
We just wanted to hear from council if everyone's okay with that May and if there's a date preferred and how we would like us to invite. It's just kind of a conversation at this point.
So would we be inviting like residents or like people?
Well, right now, I think it's the intention was the recreation committee and the advisory committee, because they're both having kind of conversations about the same things at different times. So we thought it might be good to get out there to the facility and take a look around. There were some questions at both of those committee meetings about the facility and what's there. So we just thought we would meet there and try to have a meeting and take it there.
So one suggestion might be, because our rec committee meeting was thinking about meeting there anyway, that maybe the strategic planning people, maybe they would come out that day. It'll be the first Monday. What date would that be then? It's May 6th. Will there be a strategic planning meeting before May 6th? So then they could see if that date's okay. And we could meet earlier, maybe if we wanted to look at facilities. Okay,
And that's a meeting I would like to invite Wanda Hills as well from Thick and Feisty. As well as I'm wondering, should we invite the Buncher Cup group?
Is that the Tour de Blanche?
No, the Buncher Cup is for the Buncher Cup snowmobile races.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Any other comments? Seeing none, Councilor Burns?
Yes.
Councilor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilor Recchi.
yes.
Yes, that's carried. Thank you. Item number 7.2 is in regards to the St. Francis Memorial Hospital doctor recruitment and emergency department redevelopment. And I have a motion that staff proceed as directed regarding the St. Francis Memorial Hospital funding requests. I'm going to move in a second, moved by Councilor Burns, seconded by Councilor Recchi. Comments, questions? Councilor Recchi.
So when I read over the literature that was provided, it never really talked a lot about, I didn't see anything about doctor recruitment. To me, it was just about making the emergency facilities better or updating what was there and building. And so when you look, do they want $20,000 a year for 3 years?
That's right.
So, because I was on the doctor recruitment committee, when we still had a committee, there wasn't, the monies that we put forth didn't generate a lot of doctors. The other problem is that in our community, some people would go up to Barry's Bay, and some people I think would go to Renfrew, and some people would kind of go to Pembroke. So to me, I see the need, but for us to commit $20,000 over 3 years, to me, seems like a lot of money. What they're doing is they're asking for that much. It doesn't mean we have to give that much, you know, and I don't see us giving to the other hospitals. I'm sure there's a need there for some monies also.
Any other comments? I tend to agree with what you're saying. The communities like Killaloe and Barry's Bay, most of their residents would be going probably to Barry's Bay Hospital. And I agree as well that when we participated with doctor recruitment before, we didn't have a lot of success. The doctors that they were able to attract, a lot of them didn't even stay for their, I think it was it 2 years or was it 3 that we asked them to commit to?
Yeah, the whole thing kind of morphed differently. Before we were gonna help them with their tuition, but then that wasn't necessarily working because a couple of the doctors, you know, they did pay back, but they were not doing what they're doing. And some of the doctors up there now were already licensed. So we waived some fees. So there wasn't like a big bang for your buck. And when you talk to the mayor, Killaloe, she was totally, you know, saddened by the fact that we put a lot of money, time and effort into it and we really didn't see any fruits of the labor. And also, if they were always asking the doctor recruitment to release some of those monies for the emergency department. You know, and there was always a big discussion about that. So to me, it's like, they shouldn't say doctor recruitment because I didn't see any of that in what I read. You know, and I get the fact, I guess when you're trying to build upon something, you're gonna ask every organization that you can, thing that you have for money. And that's kind of what I see going on here.
Yes, Dr. Robinson.
And most of the other hospitals that have a foundation such as they do, they tend to do specific fundraising for activities, whether it's for a new unit or a new, I would like to have seen something more in that direction, because they're definitely relying on the community, the municipalities to give the funds, but they're not saying, well, these are the other things that we, you know, that we are going to do.
I think part of it is because there was a core group of municipalities that did donate money, so I think it was just first on their list. Well, you know, North Algona did donate money or give money for doctor recruitment. Perhaps they'll also give money for, you know, the revitalization of the emergency department. I don't know. That's just my feelings, but to me, it's a lot of money and, you know, that money spent. And you look at the greater of all the people that live in North Algona, right? Is it a good bang for a buck? And I don't think it is.
And just to follow up in talking to some of the other mayors, even the communities such as Barry's Bay and Killaloe and Brunel and Raglan, they're also struggling, and the councils are struggling with, should they be putting money into the hospital when they have capital expenses in their own municipalities that they're trying to fund. There seemed to be some willingness on some of the other communities that if they can find doctors that come from the area, that they would look at maybe helping offset some of their expenses because they feel there's a better opportunity that they will stay in the area rather than just come here to put in their 1 or 2 years and then they'd be gone. So that's a hope from some of the other communities.
And one person once said, like, a township isn't, their role is not for like healthcare. You know, their role is a different type of role, and that, you know, maybe we can support a letter going to the ministry, but not necessarily support that with dollars. And I agree with Councillor Robinson in that, you know, maybe if there was some kind of fundraising event we could attend, you know?
On an individual basis.
That's right, you know, but not necessarily use our township funds for that.
Yeah.
And it's true, really, healthcare is a provincial responsibility and it shouldn't be taxpayer responsibility because we pay our taxes to the province that they're supposed to provide the healthcare. And the other challenge for Renfrew County is that there's some of the other cities, municipalities that are giving up to $140,000 for recruiting doctors to their area. Well, it's pretty hard to compete against some of the larger centers when they're putting those kind of incentives in front of some of the doctors. So that's why the hope is that if we can attract more Renfrew County doctors, that we have a better chance of keeping them. So I'm assuming from what I'm hearing, the direction is to staff that at this point, we don't provide funding for the requests.
No.
I need to write that or how do you want to handle it?
I would just say that staff not proceed. Proceed.
Are you amending the resolution more? Okay. The resolution now reads that staff may proceed as directed regarding the St. Francis Memorial Hospital funding request. Councilor Burke? Yes. Councilor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilor Recchi?
Yes,
I mean, that's very, yep. Excuse me, item 7.3 is county support for province of Ontario road assumptions funding, and I have a motion that the Township of North Algona Wilberforce supports the County of Renfrew resolution requesting that the province of Ontario upload from municipalities the responsibility of and costs associated with the continued construct, operation, and maintenance of major municipal owned highways throughout the province of Ontario to the Ontario Ministry of Transportation, or increase the Ontario Community Infrastructure Fund to municipalities. And further, that a copy of this resolution be sent to the Honorable Pranmeet Singh Sakaria, Ontario Minister of Transportation, the Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, and MPP John Yakubuski, Renfrew, Nipissing, Cumber. Moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Schoenfeld. Comments, questions? Seeing none, Councilor Burke? Yes. Councilor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilor Schoenfeld?
yes,
I mean, yes. Carried. Thank you. Item 7.4 is the county's support for the modernization of VIA Rail's long distance remote and regional LDRR fleet. And the motion reads that Council of North Algona Wilberforce supports the County of Renfrew resolution in support of modernizing VIA Rail's long distance remote and regional fleet to provide passengers with a more reliable, appropriate, comfortable, sustainable, and accessible travel experience. And that a copy of this resolution be sent to the Honorable Krista Freeland, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, and the Honorable Abol Rodriguez, Minister of Transport. And I'm going to move this second, moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Burke. Comments, questions? Seeing none, Councilor Burke? Yes. Councilor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilor Recchi?
yes,
And yes, it's carried. Thank you. And at 7.5 is the Acon rental at Snowdrifter's property. And I have a motion that council accepts the report, Acon proposed property rental Snowdrifters, and that council direct staff proceed with a rental agreement with Acon Group Inc. for the use of the Snowdrifters property. Moved by Councilor Recchi, seconded by Councilor Burke. Comments, questions? Councilor Recchi.
two questions, how did they figure out the $1,000 per month, and also, like, where's, I know there's a map, but I can't figure out exactly where that is.
So it is to the right-hand side of the entrance and then back onto the land property,
Okay, so like when you come in, when you're coming in to the facility on the right hand,
right inside.
and then how did they come up with $1,000 a month?
He says typically it's $1,000 whenever they rent a piece of property like that. That's their typical number. He says they may go more.
And any, like, what would they put on it? It doesn't seem like a very big area.
So they need their construction trailer.
Okay,
They would need to put their vehicles in some materials. There's two sites that they're looking at. Ours is one of them, and there's another site in Bonjadell.
Okay. All right, thank you.
When would they make their final decision?
It was still up in the air. He just wanted me to present to council, his interest in it. And then I will contact him. They're looking around September, from what the saying right now. He's actually extended it. It's probably going to be a 3-year term. They will not be doing winter work, and will remove everything in winter. So the facility area would be useful for the township, but they still will pay for the winter months.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, Councilor Burke.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson.
Yes.
Councilor Rakeshon.
Yes,
And yes, that's carried. You. Item 7.6 is new entrances, and I have a motion that council accepts this entrance policy permit report and that council approves this report to be passed into bylaw. And moved by Councilor Rakeshon, seconded by Councilor Burt. Comments, questions? Councilor Rakeshon.
so there was no attachment, no attachment. So then do we just look at the bylaw itself?
They should have their attachment.
I didn't get an attachment.
Okay.
Yeah, it says an attachment.
They should have been.
So then I just went and I looked at bylaw 2421.
You didn't get the actual bylaw?
I got the bylaw,
Bylaw,
but I didn't get the
But
attachment.
attachment for the,
I got this, but that's.
You got, did
The
you get
bylaw should have been,
attachment?
the bylaw should be.
Okay.
Did you want to see it or?
No, well, I mean, I can just speak to it because I wrote on it.
Okay, we got the floor.
Okay, so number 3, where it says that no person shall construct, alter, or use any private road entrance way, structure, facility as a means. So if, is that grandfathered in? Like you have certain things right now that is the way you want to go. So if I had an older culvert, that's okay?
So typically, the way it's written is it's as everything prior to this bylaw will be grandfathered in if you wish, but if you would be using a entrance for a home and changing it from a field entrance into a 911 home entrance, it would need inspection.
Okay,
So all field entrances to farms, agri resources or, forestry, pits or areas would be grandfathered in.
okay,
So this would only apply moving forward.
okay. And then number 12, it says that no concrete structures are permitted. North Algona Wilberforce shall not be responsible for replacing any structures connected with the entrance or culvert. What happened if a snowplow were somehow able and the wind picked up the culvert? Like, you know, maybe they got too close?
So that would be my duty to inspect it, that it wouldn't happen.
Okay,
So, typically it doesn't unless maybe the frost lifts it, but I mean, the way that the culvert should be installed is at a 2% negative slope, so if your culvert is here, your driveway goes to the center and then from the road goes to the center.
oops,
Typically, no one does that anymore, but that's how it should be done, that way the water flow goes to the ditch.
okay,
So there would be no way that, culvert would get by.
okay. But if it's an old one though,
Unfortunately, maybe it possibly could,
and then, what?
and then they're responsible to replace it.
Even though we did something to it though. Like even though
It was installed incorrectly, that would.
but we didn't have a bylaw before that though.
We do have a bylaw, and in that bylaw, the old previous bylaw, it said that they were responsible for all culverts
Okay,
at all times. Yeah.
okay, so even if we mess it up, we're still, the resident's still responsible.
Any other questions? I think it's great that we have the update that it's something that needed to be done.
So I can speak on it a little bit. So the bylaw that's in place now and the entrance permit is very, very vague. It doesn't really provide a lot of direction for someone that's installing a culvert, I tried to, since I've been here, I try to put as much information as I can and actually a diagram on it. This allows for a little bit more clarity, to eliminate the liability for the township. I mean, there's a sight line now that's in the bylaw, so typically when you're sitting in your vehicle has to be sitting flat, not like this, and you have to be able to see 1.4 meters both ways. That's why for people pulling out and stuff, here. North of the Wilberforce is quite flat. I mean, it's not a lot of hills, but where I'm used to, it used to be a lot of hills and corners, so it was difficult to build sometimes. So this allows me to approve a location and maybe address moving the location for the homeowner or the landowner. It eliminates some of the liability.
Thank you, Adrian. Any other comments? Seeing none, Councilor Burke,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Eckhart,
Yes.
and a yes, that's carried. Thank you. Item 10.7 is an RFP for a hot box. And I have a motion that council accepts this request for proposal NAW 2024-02, one new two-ton trailer mounted portable asphalt hot box, and the council accepts the proposal from Amico, option number 3, with a score of 72.6 out of a possible 99 points for the sum of $62,999 plus HST. And move in seconded, moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Burke. Comments, questions? Anything you want to add, Adrian? I like the schedule for storing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if, if they're gonna look at what's ever scored before, but this kind of gives you, as you can see in my scoring, sheet. It's not the cheapest option, but there's usually reasons why it's not the cheapest option when you do a scoring thing. So if you look at the second, highest, one that scored, he was missing 20 different specs that I put into the RFP. So it sounds like it's a great thing to have a cheaper version, but the specs weren't there, right? This one is the most expensive one, but it comes with 100% of the specs that I required plus extra specs, and it's available immediately. So that's why it scored so well.
When will it be delivered?
14 days, he said, once we approve.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, Councilor Burke.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Eckhart,
Yes.
and a yes, that's carried. Thank you. Item 7.8 is the Public Works Report, and I have a motion that council accepts this Public Works Monthly Report, March 2024, as information only. Moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Eckhart. Comments, questions? Councilor Eckhart.
Do you know if they inspected the bathrooms at Biederman's when they were doing that?
I personally was there.
And everything was okay?
Yeah.
Okay, the doors were good. And what happened to the old generator at the Golden Lake? Did it just,
It wasn't, and it was no value to it. Even the contractor didn't want
so it just went to the landfill?
it. Yeah. Important.
Yeah.
It would be scrap metal, so it's recyclable.
Thanks.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, Councilor Burke,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Eckhart,
Yes.
and a yes, that's carried. Thank you. Item 7.9 is the Golden Lake events, and I have a motion that council accepts the August 17th, 2024 Golden Lake events report as presented, and that council directs staff to investigate insurance coverage for the event and approves hosting a water and dirt festival event at Island View Boat Launch on August the 17th, 2024, if insurance coverage is approved. And further, that council donates free use of the Golden Lake Community Hall to the Sharing Place Food Bank to host a pancake breakfast in collaboration with the August 17th, 2024 Water and Dirt Festival events. I'm going to move in a seconder, moved by Councillor Ecky Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments or questions? Councillor Ecky Schoenfeld.
Just Cameron, remember when it was at, Melissa Bishop Park, just the doggy poop thing?
Right.
Just-
No dogs at this one.
No dogs at this one?
No.
I thought there were dogs at this one.
No, this one is a homemade vessel and
Oh, okay.
small watercraft groups.
All right, so there'll be no dogs.
No dogs.
Yeah.
And do we anticipate having a problem with parking at the boat launch?
Maybe. But hopefully people can park in the community hall. Or drive up in the boat. That was, but a few people are excited about that.
Yeah, that's.
And they're
that's good.
homemade boats.
Well. That should be kind of like an audience from the water.
Okay, all right, okay.
That's a part of the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, Councillor Byrd?
Yes.
Councillor Robinson?
Yes.
Councillor Ecky Schoenfeld?
Yes,
I'm a yes. Carried, thank you. Item 7.10 is the Invasive Species Action Fund. And I have a motion that council accepts the Invasive Species Action Fund report as presented. And further, that council approves of staff submitting an application to the Invasive Species Action Fund. And if successful, that staff provide an information report to council on the needs, budget, and staff costs prior to implementing the program. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Burt. Comments, questions? Yeah,
Is
Councillor.
that going to take place on all the lakes or just Lake Dory?
So a few residents have reached out to me about different projects, so we did the zebra mussel cleanup last year, so we continue that on Lake Dory, but someone has also reached out to me about the smelt, the invasive smelt, so I did reach out to Brian Neworth and Jake Warren and Dale Benoit who run that program, and they gave me a list, and they're still working on the list of items that would be helpful, like special rods and nets and red lights and things like that, so all those items will go into the application, and it's 100% covered, so.
Yeah.
There's no cost.
Councillor Esposito.
and if you need our recreation committee or the Lake Erie property owners, if you'd reach out to them, maybe we can help there too.
Yeah.
Can pragmatities be included in that as well?
Yeah, I don't know much about them, but that is actually one of the focus areas of the grant. So if you know any groups of people who have been working on that, that would be great. And the knotweed as well. Was pretty bad.
There was a group that did a lot of pragmatic removal last year. I think it was up in the Brunel Lindau Raglan area.
Yeah.
And it's becoming, it's becoming more of an issue. It's very invasive.
Yeah, if you know anybody, like I will reach out to the Eganville Horticultural Society too, because I know a few people who are interested in invasive species there, but anyone in the community who has a project, who has like items that they need to fund, then tell them to reach out to me.
Great, thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, Councillor Burt,
Yes.
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Ecky Schoenfeld,
Yes,
and yes, carried, thank you. And 9.1 are the non-action items, so I have a motion that correspondence items 9.1.1 to 9.1.11 be accepted as information. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Ecky Schoenfeld. questions or comments? Solar eclipse is a week away, so. It's got a safety sheet. And as most have probably heard, be careful when you're ordering the glasses because now there's counterfeit solar glasses on the market that don't necessarily protect your eyes. Make sure you're getting it from a credible source. Any other comments? Councilor Rachel.
Just the run for county district health unit talked about the tick,
Yeah.
increase. And I'm just wondering if at some point in time, we could maybe just put a sheet on our website, tick prevention. Just like the do's and don'ts, because it seems to be more prevalent now.
Councilor Robinson.
Well, I think mainly because it was such a long winter, many of them died out. So, and I think that applies to other things as well. That the cycle really was not complete.
I think the Shaw Woods Board is looking at putting out an information sheet when people come to visit on how to check the ticks and what to watch for and how to button your cuffs and your sleeves.
Maybe they could share that with us and we could put it on our website. I think it would be good general information.
I know from talking to our county forester, he was telling me that they visited one of the forestry tracks in the Douglas area. And when they came out of the forest, she brushed off 30 ticks. So they're certainly coming into the area.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's why from the health unit, they now have done a graph from year to year. And you've seen a significant increase in the number of tick populations. That's right.
And just one other thing about like Lake Dory, the water seems very, very low this year. So I don't know who people to talk to put the logs in sooner than later, I think, because there's kind of islands where we never had islands before.
All the lakes are really low. There was no runoff this year. Even Round Lake, to say, people don't have to buy more docks, you get out farther.
I know the Shaw Dam was looked after by MNRF, and I'm trying to get the contact person to see. I'm assuming the lines are in, but I don't know for sure. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, Councilor Burke,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Rogers-Johnson.
Yes.
I'm a yes, that's carried, thank you. Item 9.2.1 is the military support publications, and I have a motion that council direct staff to create an ad for inclusion in the Canadian Military History Guide program in support of Wounded Warriors Canada, and that the ad be a 1/10 of a page at $295 plus ingest fee. And then moved by Councilor Burns, seconded by Councilor Rogers-Johnson. Comments, questions? Councilor Rogers-Johnson.
Did we support this project before?
No.
It's a me.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, Councilor Burns.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson.
Yes.
Councilor Rogers-Johnson.
No.
And I'm a yes, that's carried. Moving to bylaws. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enacts the following bylaws. 2024-20 being a bylaw to establish a policy in regard to mailboxes with North Algona Wilberforce Township. Bylaw 2024-21 being a bylaw to regulate the location, construction, and use of entrances onto municipal roads. And bylaw 2024-22, being a bylaw to appoint an acting clerk treasurer. Moved by Councillor Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments, questions? Seeing none, Councillor Burke.
Yes.
Councillor Robinson.
Yes.
Councillor Schoenfeld.
Yes,
And yes, very good. Are there any matters of urgency? Any notices of motion? Reports from committees. So item 13.1 is the Recreation Committee, and I have a motion that council accepts the March Recreation Committee report is presented and invites the Recreation Committee to a combined council and committees meeting at the Snowdrifters in May, as discussed in item 7.1. And I'm going to move in a second, and moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Schoenfeld. Comments, questions? Councillor
so
Schoenfeld.
I made a mistake on my own report. I thought we were meeting at the Snowdrifters in April, but it's May, so I'll have to change that.
Any other comments?
We have bowling coming up, so that'll be great. If you're
And
interested in bowling. And once again, just to say that our Easter egg hunt was a tremendous success. Went very
any
good.
idea on the numbers?
I don't know, I think, well, Slim and Barley, they had 100 of those little wooden plaques, so they were gone and they could have had more. So I'm thinking there's probably like 250 kids there and maybe like with parents and stuff, maybe 300 or 350. Because I know they said they were parked up on both sides of the road and the overflow parking lot was full and the other parking lot was full and Steve Boland was directing traffic. Anyway, no ticks. Nobody got any ticks there.
Good.
Okay, and lots to eat. It was fun. It was a great day.
Yeah, it
For
was a
sure.
great day.
Weather was.
Yeah.
And the
weather
kids,
was
the kids were funny because as I was like, because we had popsicle sticks, right? And so then as I was we were running out, so then and then there was kids following me. I felt like a seagull or something and they're coming after me and anyway, it was fun. It was good. It was a good day. Good day was had by all.
Any other comments? Seeing none, Councillor Birch,
Yes.
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Reddy-Jones.
Yes,
Yes, that's very. Here. So upcoming meetings and unfinished business, the next recreation meeting will be April 8th, 2024 at 7 p.m. The next regular council meeting will be April 16th, 2024 at 7 p.m. At which time, for some of the individuals who are here tonight, I know they wanted to have some discussion on the World Health Organization treaty that's being worked on. We can bring that back to the next meeting with a resolution for supporting the objections. And then we can circulate that to the other municipalities to see whether they will support it at their council as well. So I just wanted to inform those in the audience that that will be coming back. So at this point, I have a motion that council will go into closed session pursuant to section 239 2B of the Municipal Act regarding 3 personal matters about an identifiable individual and 3 labor relations or employee negotiations. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Reddy-Jones. Councillor Burns,
Yes.
Councillor Robinson,
Yes.
Councillor Reddy-Jones.
yes.
And yes, so we'll be going into vote at 7:45. So the motion is that council approves a reduced Snowdrift rental rate of 200 for the community resource center. Moved by Councillor Burke, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Councillor Burke.
Yes.
Councillor Robinson.
Yes.
Councillor Reddy-Jones.
Yes.
And yes, that's carried. Thank you. Item 16.2 is the community grant for youth ministry. And the motion reads that council directs staff to reduce the Golden Lake Community Hall user fees for the remainder of 2024 for the Traveling the River, to get a youth ministry dropping youth program to continue to be held in Golden Lake. Moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Ricketson. Councilor Burke,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Ricketson.
Yes.
And a yes, that is carried. Thank you. Item 16.3 is staff leadership, and I have a motion of council direct staff to proceed as discussed in closed session regarding staff leadership. Moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Burt. Councilor Burt,
Yes.
Councilor Wilson,
Yes.
Councilor Ricketson.
Yes.
Yes, that's carried. And 16.4 is human resources, and the motion reads, the council approves 2 staff members to move 1 step up the grid based on favorable performance reviews. Moved by Councilor Burt, seconded by Councilor Robinson. Councilor Burt,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Ricketson.
Yes.
And yes, that's carried. Thank you. Confirmatory bylaw, that bylaw 2024-23, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council for April the 2nd, 2024, be read first and second time the second day of April 2024, moved by Councilor Ricketson, seconded by Councilor Burt. Councilor Burt, oh, sorry, be read a third time and finally passed the second day of April 2024. Councilor Burt.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson.
Yes.
Councilor Ricketson.
Yes.
And yes, and that's carried. Thank you. And finally, I have a motion that this April 2nd, 2024 regular council meeting adjourns at 8:35 p.m. Moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Ricketson. Councilor Burt.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson.
Yes.
Councilor Ricketson.
Yes.
And I just say no to be different.
I'm sure it's happening.
Carried, thank you.
Exactly.
We got through it in pretty good time.